Um, all right, gonna do a quick test, make sure it's working now. There it is. I think we are live now. Yep, I
There
see.
it is.
Okay, good. Good morning, friends. Good
All right.
morning over on YouTube. We had a little bit issue getting your stream up and running, but it is working perfectly now. So, good morning. Hopefully, you guys had a great weekend. And of course, most important, hopefully, our hearts are with the stuff going on over in Israel and everything else. If you have family there, friends, we just hope the best for everyone out there. So, hopefully this can get resolved with minimal casualties, because at the end of the day nobody wins. Lives get lost on both sides, so it's just a shame. So all right, with that, guys, let's jump right into what's happening for today. Right now we have markets a little bit all over the place. A lot of stuff in the red. Actually a lot of stuff in the green as well. So a couple of gold tickers I see there. I think AU is a gold one. Gold is obviously a gold, but there's some other ones out here. Energy plays as well, doing good this morning, or at least up. There's some stuff gapping down. A lot of our tickers that we're very familiar with. Travel continues to take a hit. Look at American Airlines on here. Look at CCL. I mean, it just has not been fun. We spoke about this last week as well. As many travel companies just not doing as good as they would hope for by now. So, with that said, let's jump right into what's happening for today, Peter.
Well, fairly light on the economic calendar. We have a couple of speakers here in North America, or at least in the U.S., 9 and 12:50. They don't really have any market impact. So, unless they say something crazy, but that very rarely happens. So, really not much going on there. Internationally, markets seem to be down around the world. As I mentioned, it's Thanksgiving in Canada, so the Canadian markets are closed today. But the rest of the world, if I look across Japan, the UK, Germany, everything's in the red. Actually, by half to 3/4% in many cases. So it looks like we're starting down fairly significantly. So we'll see if that continues. It can always turn around. It has done it many times, but that's what we're looking at so far. Like Carlos said, a lot of stuff sitting on the gappers list. No major news economically out there, but we certainly do have a lot of socio-political stuff happening around the world over the weekend and today, and some of it we'll get into with a couple of these tickers that are moving. So that's what we got on the economic calendar and the market pulse for this morning.
All right, thank you for that, Peter. Let's jump right into our gappers list this morning. We're going to Control A, Control X is going to highlight everything and get rid of our list from not Friday. But this would have been Thursday for me. Peter, thanks so much for covering on Friday. I'm not sure who else covered with you, but I appreciate it. My daughter
Oh,
was sick, and
we 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 ran it solo on Friday. We had a lot of
oh
fun.
no,
I
you did it
basically had
solo.
me and well,
Ooh, that's
I had my
tough.
little my I was talking to myself through my hand.
Oh,
So
I got to go back and
uh,
watch this.
a little
I got to go
sidebar.
back
Yeah,
and
you
watch the
you
YouTube.
watch that anyway.
Oh man, so listen, double a thank you to you for covering. It's not easy to do this show on
No
your own.
worries. No worries.
So really appreciate it. So let's give Peter a thumbs up for today, for covering on Friday. Let's make this a win-win situation. All right. Gapping up, guys. Tons of stuff on here. And it seems to be, gold, energy plays, XOM, oil, right? So a lot of stuff being affected there. Let's look at the first one, APLD. What is this? It's Applied Digital, which pre-market action doesn't look all that interesting right now. Let me go to Applied Digital Corporation. Only 200,000. So it's just barely getting above our markers here, our filters. And I don't see anything great on it, man. Unless you have any news that's worth watching. Looks pretty bad. Even on the daily, very light volume, about 3.1 for the most part. And again, just not a great daily activity at the moment.
Yeah, it's and this Applied Digital has jumped up on our list. Occasionally it jumps up. This is earnings, so they are actually, in fact, the only company with earnings this morning, and I'm surprised to see them at the top of the gap up list. They had a mixed result. They beat on revenue, missed on bottom line earnings, and I mean they're sort of at the high end of they sort of reiterated their forecast at the high end, slightly above on revenue, basically high end of bottom line earnings. So I guess that's good news. I mean, they said they're going to hit the numbers well. But like you said, the volume's still low even with that, so probably not going to be a big mover. I mean, if we had nothing else, I might take a look at it. Otherwise, I say that's interesting and would move on.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't like it. Let's take a look at AU. This is Anglo Gold, right? So up today 5.3. We got a couple of gold tickers and ETFs on here, Peter. So obviously this is being affected. We see energy with the conflicts we're having now, right? I think that's part of some of this that's going on. Is there anything else happening that's major on this?
Oh well, like you already mentioned, I mean, it's well, the there's a new class of shares for AU that is being listed here on the New York Stock Exchange. So because of the, I guess, some corporate restructuring, they're reissuing a new type of share. And normally that's a detractor, right? Whenever you start messing around with your share offerings, it usually dilutes offerings for existing shareholders. In this case, though, it generally seems to be a positive, which is why it's, well, the only one of its kind here on the up gapping list. But that's what's happening this morning.
All right, so there you have it. Let's take a look at I don't like trading this one, guys. Again, very light volume, as you can see here, and the price action just a little bit funky for me, so I usually stay away from it. Let's take a look at RTX today. So RTX, this made our list a couple of times in the beginning of the month, and a while back here, you could tell we had our levels in place. Probably was a ticker that was gapping down huge, obviously, and it looked good pre-market. This morning, very light volume, up 4%. I just don't think there's enough on here for us to actually have it as a stock in play. So I'm going to dismiss it. I'm not sure what's driving this one, Peter. Again, another gap up, but every gap up here, the small ones have been met with a sell-off. So could be interesting if you if you're looking for a sell-off opportunity here.
Yeah, look, aerospace and defense stocks we're seeing a little bit of motion across a few of them. But I mean, it's, to me, all I'm seeing is speculation. Hey, they could be helped as soon as there's war or strife somewhere. Some of the aerospace and defense companies, right, move on speculation. But I don't see that they particularly have any new products, new earnings, or new clients. So I'm not sure why it's moving here, really.
Yeah. Let's leave that one alone and let's head down to the next one on here. MRO. So again, no luck so far. MRO is not getting any better. Also, very light volume, guys, up only 4%. It just doesn't look good. Pre-market action usually dead for this one, but even the intraday action on Friday and even Thursday, they just don't look great. Very light volume, 5 minute candles, 150,000 shares traded. If you go to the 1 minute, it will be even uglier. I just don't like it. We'll skip on this, Peter, unless you have something to share with us there.
Nope.
All right. Heading on down to RIG, RIG today. So RIG, also another one that's up 3.7. Another very light volume pre-market action. And again, throughout the day also doesn't look all that exciting. So gonna skip on it, guys. Again, I just don't see Transocean. We've seen this before. I recall the name, but again, it just doesn't look good.
Yeah. Look, I mean, we're seeing, basically, you're going to see a movement in a couple of the oil companies, because all the oil near the Gaza Strip and that is, they're all getting shut down, right? So if it's an oil or gas company or a drilling company with interest in that region, they're probably going to be adversely affected. If you don't, then they're expecting that that there's going to be a short term anyways boom for those outside of the region. So that's sort of why we're seeing with a couple of these, right? You notice Oxy and Rig, and what else do we look at? RTX. There's a few, not RTX. It dropped off. We looked at another one a second ago. Anyways, that are on this.
RTX. RTX. You saw
No, it
this
was
one.
Marathon Oil, MRO, that I was thinking of.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
there it is. It's up there. It's right above Rig. I
Yeah.
just missed it. So, anyways, that's why we're seeing a few of them that are jumping up on the list. But it's, again, same general news and speculation of what the potential corporate impact might be, but nothing specific to these individual companies that I can see.
Yeah. So let's head on to DNV's another one, Devon Energy. Again, same situation here, up slightly, up 3.4. Oxy, out of all of these, is probably the one that I like the best, right? They tend to trade a little bit better than a lot of these tickers on here. XOM is going to be another one that's going to be good, so I'm going to put that one on my list as well. but Oxy definitely 400,000 right now, up 3.2. And if you're going to watch any of these, I think this definitely has to be one of them. At least it is for me. And then
Yeah,
XOM. Mhm.
like you said, we normally avoid trading the sector because whatever happens when the market's open, they don't typically trade very well. So the exceptions are the ones you just mentioned. So I would agree. Oxy is probably top of the list.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it used to be. It's gotten worse recently,
Horrible.
but it's probably the has the best opportunity with XOM right behind it.
Yeah, yeah, I agree that this is why Oxy will be on my main list. And XOM, I'm not a big fan of that one. Even when we have news, I mean, obviously we have big news now. Even when we have news on this one, it still it can be so hard to trade, so difficult. So I'll put it on here. But Oxy, we traded in the past, very, very much and very well. Today could be an opportunity to do that. Next on the list here is EURN. This is Aeronav. We talked about this a few days ago. I forgot what it was, but look at the action Friday. This is brutal. Just brutal, brutal. I don't see how this is tradable. Um, can we go back to this? Would have been Wednesday. What did it do Wednesday? This is Wednesday here, I believe. And even then, look, we had if you look at just the daily, you think, oh man, we can have some opportunities. Look at this. It is so bad. This is how this built up, right? So pre-market action, barely any volume, bringing it up here, right? Causing this huge gap up. But then from here, just look at the actions. There's nothing happens at the market open. Very light volume. If it cannot trade well after having a gap up from 1575 to 15, it has for me no chance today to do anything great. So let's bring out the garbage can truck here very early this week, this morning, because after that it looks like to me. Peter, you have anything on that?
No, nothing worth talking about.
There you go. All right, so that covers our gap up list, guys. Again, just a lot of energy, oil plays there. The two that are like Oxy and Exxon Mobil. Here, let's take a look at our MRTX on the gapping down list. Leading the way this morning, this is Mirati Therapeutics, down 6.1, 3.8 million shares traded. Big day on Thursday, a huge day on Thursday, and then looks like coming back to reality a little bit here. Peter, anything good?
No, well, I mean, this is just the it was the news from Thursday that caused such a big move that we're just seeing a little bit of drop back down. So this was the buyout that was being confirmed by the Bristol Myers Squibb that was going to be buying these guys. I mean, the deal's still happening. There's nothing. There's nothing off on that, but it's you're going to expect to move back down, and it looks like a big drop, and that's why it's at the top of our list. But compared to the size of the move, of course, it's pretty small. So yeah, it's just normal
Yeah.
movement, I would say.
Yeah, I don't like it here. It's not a great trader, and you see the volume coming down. We had one really big day, then now we might just continue to lose volume. So I'll keep it off the list for now. Let's look at wow, Teva. I mean, we used to trade this. I used to trade a ton back in the day. So they're down here 4.8. Have not seen this ticker obviously in some time. 250,000 shares traded. It trades horrible. I don't know what's causing this drop today, but I don't have plans to keep it on the list here.
Yeah, I used to love trading these guys back
Yes.
2017, 2018. I think I was trading them a lot, long before the COVID stuff. But I don't know why it's dropping. Like I see absolutely no news on it. There was some minor things last week. They had a deal last week for a new drug development with Sanofi, SNY, anyways. But I don't know. I'm not sure why it's. I'm not sure why it's moving. Maybe. Oh, it's Israel. Oh, is that why? Wait a second.
Anything that
Oh,
they.
that's why they're Israeli based. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Thank
Okay.
you. See, that's the good reminder. Thanks, everybody. Yes. Okay. So there you go. Basically, same unfortunate news
All
cause.
right. So yes, you got some tickers are going to be affected positively and others negatively. Obviously, this one on the downside of things. I still think it's not going to trade well as far as intraday action. So I'm going to leave that one alone. Let's take a look at IonQ. This has been making some noise the last couple of days, gapping up and down. Here we have it down 4.5, 586. I just don't know how it has been trading. I've been keeping it off my list because usually it's something better. This was Friday, which I wasn't watching. Let me see here. It doesn't look great. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna continue to keep it off unless you tell me otherwise, Peter. I don't see anything good on here for this one.
No,
Yep.
no.
Moving.
It keeps jumping up, and we keep hoping, but
Yeah,
so far it's disappointed every day.
yeah. It's just started moving here out of nowhere. We had this nice candle. We've been getting some moves, but man, the intraday action is just not explosive within those candles. So we'll keep it off the list again. I'm gonna do two more on here. I'll do this one, and then we'll skip over to Riot and American Airlines, see what's happening there. Then we'll send it off to you guys to see what you guys like this morning. So have those tickers ready. Here is actually not the one I want to look at. ZIM. Anything good here? No, this is probably wasting my time. There's nothing good happening on ZIM. So we'll move on to what can hopefully be something better. Here's Mara. Pre-market activity, 565,000. Not a whole lot of volume. I know they've been just getting destroyed here over the last couple of months, really, since July 18, now down to 7. And a big day on Friday, looks like, but gapping down again. So there's movements in here. And if you look at the intraday, it's been getting a little bit better. You can see here on this would have been on Friday, had a nice move, but then other days as well, like last week, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, you had a nice trading day too here. So not sure what to expect on it. Maybe a good possible. See what comes out of it. Riot is another one that's on deck as well. But I usually prefer to watch Mara, so I'll put Mara as a possible. Anything going on that front, Peter, as far as Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies that could be
Uh,
interesting for today?
I mean, over the weekend, Bitcoin prices dropped. We're back down to about 27,500 ish as a price after having sort of trended over $28,000. But I don't really see. I mean, I was reading some articles on crypto this weekend because I was trying to figure out where, is there any big news in the market and where it's going. I don't really see, there wasn't a lot going on other than in the U.S., there was a U.S. judge that denied the interesting the SEC wanted to appeal a ruling about digital tokens and their status as securities, and basically the U.S. judge denied that. But um, I sort of saw that as a positive for crypto because this is the SEC trying to take control, right? They want to sort of manage this overall, and they've been trying to sort of declare them in the status that would allow them a little more control over it, at least within the bounds, of course, of the U.S. So I thought that was a positive thing for crypto overall, but I'm not sure. The news is getting really murky, right? Because as we know, there's been a number of different activities, court cases in the U.S. specifically, court cases internationally too, some of which have gone sort of for the crypto platforms, some that have gone against them. So but it's not that the fevered pitch that you would think if this was like shaking the world, right? It just seems to be a lot of low level things going on. So I don't know what to make of this. I'm just staying away from it, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. Nothing there really definite to watch at the moment. All right, let's do CCL and American Airlines, and then we'll head over to you guys. See what you guys like this morning. So here is CCL down 3.2 this morning, 320. And it's just been doing pretty much the same stuff it did on Thursday. It looks like Friday dropped down here, did nothing in the pre-market. Same thing the day before. It would have been Thursday, dropped down and just kind of recover a little bit. So it has not been doing well. Obviously, that is with the news of the airlines also doing pretty bad here. You can see American Airlines down almost to $12. It continues to just leak off, and that's every airline. But usually these two are together because I think American is like the biggest hub was in Miami, right? And that's where Carnival is out of. So they're pretty much affected there. Delta Airlines there as well coming up. So again, just overall airlines taking a hit. I don't see anything explosive right now on them, so I don't think they're really in play. They're just kind of dropping a bit here with just the overall trend that they've been over the last man
Well,
over the summer.
yeah, look, I mean, there's two things impacting all the airlines today, right? So one, all of their flights out of the whole Gaza Strip, Israel, and the region are problematic, right? They either canceled or, I mean, the airport in Israel was uh, under threat. Sorry, as you would expect, right? I mean, the airports tend to be one of the first places that are targeted, so that's a big risk. And then the ongoing, the resulting impact, I guess, of these war actions on oil prices are going to affect the airlines because they're very sensitive to oil price fluctuations. So that's why we're seeing a bunch of them jump up this morning.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I don't like any of them right now, guys. It just don't look all that exciting at the moment. All right, Peter, we'll start with you. What do you like this morning? What is on your list?
I've got nothing we haven't really talked about. We talked about the only thing that had earnings this morning, and again, it in wasn't that excited in APLD. Um, I'm going to watch my good old usuals. I sort of like where AMD sits. It had some good price action going into the close. I didn't close on Friday. I mean, and it's funny because I didn't trade
Oh, wow.
AMD all week until Friday. So I did get a trade on Friday, and but it had a good day there on Friday, and we'll see if it continues today. Then the usuals in Tesla and Apple and Amazon. We'll just see what happens. I mean, all eyes are on this news, of course, in terms of what's going to happen, and but I don't will it affect the market or not? It really depends if something happens, right? Unfortunately, so
Yeah.
that's
Um,
what we got.
Yeah. Here it is Tesla. Tesla really low volume for right now, 1.4 million only. But again, it will be good to watch either way. They usually get the volume and there's some pretty decent moves out of it. AMD, man, big day on Friday, like you mentioned. Just looking at that now, really nice day on Friday, 102 to 108, and it stuck with right. No, basically did not pull back. So yeah, that could be interesting today. Actually, I'm gonna move this up. Could be could be fun here on AMD. All right, let's see what you guys like this morning over in our chat. We'll start with our members tab here. What tickers are you guys liking today? So if we start with Ben Disney, I see Ben giving us Disney. We also have Kawasaki over on YouTube giving us Disney as well. If I look at this and Mustang Race also looking at Disney, man, two couple of really good days here. So something's turning around. Seems like on Disney. Can that continue today? Already up 1.3, 307. You're not going to get a whole lot on the pre-market, right? So we're not going to put too much weight on it. If you see here on Friday's pre-market action, not a whole lot happening there, and it trended very nicely. And I'm sure on Thursday it's the same thing. It seems like Disney, unless there's any major news, it doesn't move much. Look at on Thursday as well. Pre-market is what I'm referring to. Same thing here. Not a whole lot of volume, and you still put a decent move, especially in the second half of the day. So interesting. It's the I haven't looked up news lately, and all the news has been on what's going on overseas. But has Disney strike? I know the writers are good. Are the actors back? Is that
No,
happening?
no, not in this case. I mean, I think there's a bunch of little news articles. The biggest is probably that they've got an activist investor. It's hard to say, activist investor. Anyways, Nelson Peltz, who's making some noise there about wanting Disney to do something different. And whenever the board starts trying to boss around management, usually creates some problems. But anyways, but this investor doesn't yet have a board seat. Trying to get a seat on the board. Good old Nelson wants to be in there and start to create some waves. But we'll see what that does for the stock. I mean, this is really just somebody making noise at the moment, not actually doing anything.
Yeah, yeah,
But they bought more shares. I mean, not inconsequential, right? This is someone with a bunch of money because he's Nelson Peltz here has got a 30 million share stake in the company at this point. So that's a lot of cheese. It's a lot
yeah. So if
of
someone's
extra.
asking if there's if there's news on Oxy, no news rather than what's going on overseas, right? Obviously, oil is going to be affected by that. You see a couple of oil tickers on here, and also some energy companies that are reacting to that because obviously that can change things there, depending how things go. Disney looks good on the daily, guys. I like this one. I'm gonna add it to my list. Let's see if that can give us something. One person making noise might be actually good. We'll see what happens. All right, I saw another one here. Anthony, you're giving us Baba and XPEF. Let's take a look at Baba this morning. Down 2.5. Not a whole lot of volume, only 304,000. It could be okay. I like the daily, right? We've been holding here. Last few times we've been here, we've been able to pop up, so that's good. We're back right at this level, 83.95. So yeah, I like it here. Nice day on Friday looks like, and we're giving it all back today. So yeah, could be interesting. Maybe a possible right now. We'll have to see how that opens up when the market bell rings, and then let's take a look at your XPEF today. And XPEF down 5%. Not a whole lot of volume. Love the daily here for a possible loss of this level if we're going to be weak here, right? So it could be interesting. I like the daily a lot on this one actually. It is a hit or miss, man. We've been having XPEF more often than not on our list, and it's just at least for me, it's been letting me down on the way it's trading. So um, it's has not been fun too much on it. Here is Rivian. It made me think of Rivian for some reason. I know they had their issue last week with I forgot it was it's not a split. It was not a split, but it was a racing. I think racing. I forget what it was, but
Rivian? Well,
what
yeah,
was the
I think
news?
I'm trying to remember now. They raised these convertible notes. That's right, 1.5
Yes,
billion in
yes,
convertible notes is what they were issuing.
yeah,
I think they also
yeah,
had some production issues, but anyways,
yeah. I think
that's the good
they're
news.
not doing well. And someone put a comment, and I don't know how factual this is, so don't quote me on it. That they're losing 30,000 per car. Is that number correct?
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
no
that's
way.
actually yes. That was one of the things that we had read last week. That
What?
uh, I know, I know, it's crazy,
Can
but
you imagine? And you can relate to sitting in a board meeting. Hey, boss, we're going to save you, $1 million by not shipping X amount of cars this
yeah,
month.
that's the
What?
thing, right?
Like,
I mean, like we said, automotive manufacturing is very top heavy in terms of upfront investment. So you need the volume. I mean, Tesla was doing the same thing for a period of time, right, where they were losing a ton until they got the volume up. Now, the money starts to roll in. But yeah, it's tough, man. I personally would not be making cars.
yeah, yeah. Um, so yeah, so Rivian is interesting. It's got a lot of volume. So I
Was that
actually,
Lucid? Was that Lucid? Anyways, it was one of the car makers. I can't remember now.
oh, it was Lucy losing third. Oh, it was not this one.
Maybe
Okay,
it was
okay.
one of them. It was one of them. Anyways,
That's still horrible. Oh,
whatever it is. Yeah.
that's still. I'm gonna add Rivian to a secondary here. It does have a lot of volume, guys, and climbing. Almost a million now. So let's see what happens there. But that's insane for Lucid to be losing that amount of money. And look at the barcodes they're putting in lately. It is not looking
Yeah.
pretty for them, hitting that
What's
$5
happening?
mark. And their cars look
The
great. I've
market
seen a
is.
few of them. The cars look really good. They're actually
They
nice.
look good.
Yeah, I don't know how to drive, but they just look good. Um,
The market is jumping right now. I don't know. The only thing
yeah.
I've got is that Logan was speaking from the Fed, perspective, but I mean, his speech probably is not having that much of an immediate effect. I don't know what's going on here, but it doesn't look like it'll be a massive move. Happened right at 9, you'll notice. So could just be people waking up in the morning.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, all right. Let's see here. I think we're set, guys. Anything else? Nvidia. I see that one being put on both sides here. Nvidia this morning. Yeah, 1.1 million. So we definitely got some volume. We're down 2%. This could be interesting. Big day on Friday. Looks like Nvidia and AMD. Did they have news, Peter, or was this overall market again? I wasn't trading Friday. I wasn't really looking at things. But Nvidia also had a big day on Friday.
Yeah,
Seems like.
there was no specific news. I mean, it was really just that like the sector was just moving up and had there was an impact from I think the bond markets and in this case it would have been the options market that was
Okay.
moving in. So
All right. Well, hopefully some action left for us today. This looks interesting. I like the volume on it as well. Over on YouTube, anything else Disney we looked at? I like the daily on it. We have it on here. Airlines. It's a market. Does the war on oil or oil affect the stock market? Yeah, it does. It affects a lot of companies, right? Airlines being the number one thing because that is like a big chunk of their profit. And the airlines margins are so thin. They need everything to go absolutely right because these machines are just so expensive. Um, so yeah, that's affecting. If you see American Airlines, it's been affecting them for a while though, not just now, but for a long time. This has been a huge problem for airlines, and yeah, it's going to affect them today as well, for sure, for sure. Um, and everything else, right? Once oil price goes up, then gas price goes up, then your deliveries from Amazon Prime goes up, so everything's just, it's just a trickle down effect, for you to get that 2 day delivery. It affects everything else. All right, I think we're set here, guys. Let's take a look at our community events and announcements. We'll come back and fine tune this list, but you can always go over to our website at barebootraders.com and you can click right here on webinars, and you're going to be able to find what's available to you for the next 2 weeks, starting with our Monday onboarding.
Well, exactly. And Monday we do an onboarding class all the time to make sure that anybody that's new to the community or just wants a refresher on what's going on has the opportunity to take advantage of that. So that's with Megan and Mike. They'll be doing it tonight, as every Monday, 8 o'clock. And hopefully we'll see you there if you want to know what's going on. That's in the onboarding room or in the classroom. Every Tuesdays, we change our focus to strategy and trade book activities. And this Tuesday, we're happy to have Thor talking about volume price analysis. Now, he talks about this every day that he's on the microphone and sort of shows you how he leverages it in his trading. He's going to give you a focused session on it and really dig deep on how he uses his VPA signals to help drive his trading. And it's always well attended and very valuable information. So it's 8 o'clock tomorrow, Tuesday, October the 10th. Next week, it looks like we've changed it up. Well, next week, actually, we have it. There's going to be a different speaker in the evening, as we normally do, I think. Unless, Carlos, you know differently. But I
No,
know
no,
that we've
no.
been told that we're going to have a special presentation from a representative directly from Bookmap. Now, we've been using Bookmap. Some of the members in the room have been using Bookmap. It's sort of like it's the hot, cool new thing. Allows you to visualize your level 2 information and give you an idea of where the orders all sit. Thor loves Bookmap, uses it all the time. But we're going to have Bruce Pringle, it looks like, from Bookmap as the company to talk about the tool, give us a demo, show us how it works. And we're doing that at noon. So keep in mind that very special time. I think it's actually going to be right in the chat room. It'll be a little bit different. I'm not sure about that, but we're doing it at noon specifically because we want to see Bookmap in action, right? You can best see it while the market is open and how it functions. So that's going to be a pretty awesome session. And sorry, I think you were trying to jump in, Carlos. Is that replacing our normal Tuesday evening, or is that going to be in addition to?
No, I was just going to agree with you that I am not sure, but I
Okay.
just think that's, yeah, it's a good question, actually, at noon. Great question. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, we'll find that out for you over the next couple of days. One way or the other, that's going to be a great session again on the 17th. So put that in your calendars for noon if you're one of our members, and you can make sure that you take advantage of that. Wednesday is always psychology. And this Wednesday, we've got Kreda with us. Kreda, always when she presents, because she's coming to us live from Europe, is going to be early. So that's 5 o'clock, 1 hour after the market close, is when Kreda is going to be presenting. And she's going to be talking about how to master your mindset and be able to trade successfully. I love her sessions and I love her messages because I've been trading with Kreda for a while and really value her insight and support she can provide to traders. So hopefully you will join us for that at 5 o'clock. And then next week on Wednesday, the 18th of October, we're going to have Nathan back with us. And he's asked me to specifically attend it. I'm not sure what he's going to do to me, but he's going to talk about trading kinetics and how to understand how your body and your physicality impacts your trading. And like we say all the time, trading is so much psychological, right? And we always think it's just about the technicals. It is absolutely not, right? 80+% of it is all about your psychology and everything that surrounds that. So ignore that at your own peril. So Nathan's going to talk in depth about that, and I will be there. That is Wednesday, October the 18th at 8 o'clock. So a couple of good sessions coming up for you on the Wednesday Psychology series. Thursdays, we talk mentorship, and this coming Thursday will be no different. Look at this. We got everything in here now. So we got 3 sessions on Thursday with John at 11, Jared and Megan talking options at 2, and then Thor talking his regular mentorship session at 8 p.m. And then we also have a mentorship and weekly trade setup, I guess, for the week with Paris that happens on Sundays. So yesterday we would have had one at 5 o'clock. We're going to do an actually, there might not have been one this week. I don't know. I was, it's Thanksgiving dinner stuff, so I wasn't able to attend. There was. He even did it from Miami because I know he was going away and he was going to have a good weekend because he had a great trading day on Friday and he was going to party it up. And but I guess his definition of partying up is pretty tame. But if we did have one, Jared says it was there, then it was. So we had one this Sunday. We'll have one again next Sunday with Paris at 5 o'clock. All right, so that's the lineup for the week. That's what we got going on. Let's get back and set some levels, and we'll get ready for this day.
Yep, absolutely. The only one thing I want to show you guys is where you can find the latest deals for joining our community. So if you head down over here, right on our webpage, guy, main page, bearbootraders.com. If you scroll down, and let's see, do we have a Thanksgiving? Oh, we don't have a Canadian Thanksgiving promo?
No.
I'll be complaining, Peter. I'll be complaining to marketing team. But there it is. You can come down here, guys, and take advantage of this. And always look for deals on here. But again, that is where you can find all the information. Intro membership, pre-market 24 gets you in here for 7 days. It doesn't get better than that. Chat room, onboarding class, access to day trading and options courses. I mean, as you guys know, $24 is almost less than 2 Starbucks coffee. You really cannot beat that, right? So pre-market 24, give it a shot, and then you can see what it's all about. All right, let's jump into doing some levels, my friends. We have here, I was looking at NVIDIA. Go ahead, Peter. Miss anything?
I just said thanks. I'm shirking on my duties here. You have to pick up the slack, so I appreciate
Listen, man, you cover for me on Friday. It's all good. So you can do nothing wrong today. Uh, so yeah, we're looking at this. We're talking to Penny in chat, one of our longtime viewers here in on YouTube, and NVIDIA does look interesting, man. Great day on Friday. Let's see if the party continues today. So I do have that on my list. And yeah, so far we have Oxy, Tesla, AMD, Disney, and NVIDIA. So we'll see how things continue to develop. Let's set some levels. We'll start with Oxy up here. It's the best energy type ticker that I like. They can trade well. You can see Friday here, they actually did okay. Pre-market action, don't put too much weight on it because pre-market, they do absolutely nothing, right? They really have to have a lot of big news for them to do something heavy in the pre-market. I usually don't see that there. Oh, good morning, Andrew. He is in our YouTube stream there. So good morning. Where are you today? I'm not sure if you're still traveling.
Yeah, you never know,
What
right? Where
what
he might
time
be.
zone are you in?
He's in
Dubai. He's in
Dubai.
Dubai. So what time is it there?
Dubai.
I can't. I don't know the calculations, but yeah, nice. High of the pre-market on Oxy 63.69, 5:30 p.m. That's a nice time to trade. You're up. You're ready to go. That's nice. Dubai to trade. That's probably why Avi trades so good. Avi, one of our new moderators, amazing trader. Make sure you
Yeah.
follow him on Twitter as well. That's probably why he trades so good. It's the time of the day. Peter, we gotta move. Become better traders. We gotta move to Dubai. 6369 high of the pre-market on Oxy. 6301 is the low of the pre-market. And if you look towards the bottom, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days from 62 all the way down to 59. So great daily levels there. I'm only going to add this one on here. 6254 it's nice there. 6254. Got a couple of support areas there on the daily as well, even going back into it looks like August here, so that's good. And then above our pre-market high, just in case we head the other direction, we do have 64.53, and we also got a big one at 65.61. Not a great ticker, but given the unfortunate news that's happening, this can actually do something today. So we'll be keeping an eye on it. Here's Tesla, which again, record low volume for pre-market. We're so used to seeing it, 2.5, 3 million shares traded. Again, 1.5 is not cheap. It's not cheap, but it's not low. But definitely lower than what we are normally are seeing at this time for Tesla. Right now, high of the pre-market 256.90, the low of the pre-market 254.51. And you're surrounded by the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. So tons of action there. I don't think you need to add anything else. Tesla is good. Pre-market action today a little bit flat, right? We're down 1.7, then kind of saw, just been going sideways here. Let's see if that can do anything at the market open. It usually does. AMD, big day on Friday. Same thing with NVIDIA. Looking at it now, it looks like they had a very, very nice trading day. Let's see if the party continues today. Love the pre-market, 105.29. Towards the top, we're looking at the high of the pre-market, 106.47. We're going to slam a level there. As you guys slam that thumbs up over on YouTube, we're sitting at 98 likes, which is not good. for a month. It's great, but we want to be amazing. So if you guys can help us get to 147 150, really incredible. Thanks so much. Just hit that there. Excellent. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it. It does help out the channel a ton. It's the only thing we ask for you to help your help on. So I appreciate that. Towards the bottom, AMD highs and lows of the last 2 trading days, and then towards the top, we do have 107 and 108 on there. And just in case we really get going, if this thing continues here, 109.10. It's another great level on the daily as well. So let's see how that goes today. Disney here also looking interesting on the daily. 2 really nice days lately, bouncing out of 79 here, 81 and then 83. Now the high of the pre-market at 84.61. Pre-market action for Disney, not a whole lot. So definitely, don't put too much weight on the pre-market action. You can see on this day here and also on Thursday, their pre-market action is pretty tame. They're pretty light, and then they can still put in a great trading day. 2 really good trading days back to back here. So some noise of what was it, Peter? Investor.
Yeah, activist investor. Yes.
There you go.
The
Whatever
what was
that
his name?
means. Yeah, but
Nelson, good old Nelson. He's got
yes.
30 million shares now, and he wants a seat in the board. So he wants to get in the board to start causing some problems.
Well, the problems are the market's liking them right now, the way it's going up nicely the last couple of days. 85.67, another level towards the top there on Disney. Let's see how it trades today. And then NVIDIA, we spoke a little bit about as well. Big day on Friday. Low of the pre-market this morning, sitting at 445.87. So 445.87 will slam a level there towards the top. Another level at a 450.09 high of the pre-market. And then once you slam those two, you're pretty much set. Highs and lows of the last 2 trading days, pretty much surrounding the price action right now. And you do have the previous day close, which is the high of Friday after a really nice day that it put in. Good volume, 1.2 million on NVIDIA. So that is looking real nice. All right, guys, we are set. Peter, did we miss anything? We'll wait for a moderator's list. It's coming along nicely. We'll go over that. Actually, it's pretty much set.
No, I don't think so. We covered all the major sectors and news items. So we'll see what happens when the opening bell rings. Looking, despite the gap down here across the board, fairly quiet. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here, guys. Let's see what we got going on. Carlos, question. Carlos, do I relink trade ideas every day to DAS? I used to, but I'm not using trade ideas anymore, right? I used to do that. I used to link it to DAS every day. I am using now tradingterminal.com, right? So this is my screen right here. Here's my scanners. That is what you're seeing every morning. Got my gap up, my gap down. And then once I'm done with the pre-market show, I come over here, I put trading terminal, and then that template is going to give me everything with the turbo breakup, turbo breakdown that I use. So definitely check that out. We got some interesting news. I saw a text from Artie on some of the stuff they're working on for trading terminal, guys. So if you haven't signed up, please do so. I have a link that we might be sharing with our members in the community of what the new beta is going to look like. So be on the lookout for that, guys. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. It looks really nice. Just again, they continue to improve on this. So definitely take a look at that. All right, heading back to our list here, guys. A moderators list. We'll start with Jared, PMA. I think that's something else, not a ticker. Is that I think that's his voice thing that he uploads, so that's available. He's watching overall market, Disney, AMD, PRZO, secondary list, defense stocks, NOK, RTX, and LMT. Andrew is looking at TQQQ, Apple, NVIDIA, and AMD. Oil up 4%. Megan's looking at the SPY and also AMD. No SPACs, no IPOs for today, so that is blank there. And for Peter, AMD, Apple, and Tesla. Oil, airlines, and scanners, guys. Be on the lookout for news. It's going to be very important today how things develop there. And Jared adding XOM as well to his list. Thor, not liking much today, but Apple, Meta, NVIDIA, and SPY Qs are on his list. Avi watching Oxy this morning for a potential breakout. Yeah, Oxy looks good. And Brian just said whatever Thor said. All right, guys, let me send it off to our friends over here. That was easy for Brian there this morning.
Yeah, well, hey, look, there's no question that he knows. So, you might as well. I mean.
That is excellent. Guys, 145 likes. We'd love to get a few more. If you haven't done so already, really appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up. We'll see you guys again tomorrow at 8:30. Tonight, onboarding class at 8 p.m. Don't forget, have an amazing trading day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care, guys.
Take care, everybody. Trade smart.